Hi everyone, this is Omobi. So I'm going to be welcoming you all to episode 11 of the podcast by saying Ekabo, Uno, Sanudazwa, Akwaba, Ujambo, Muraho. Okay, so a subsequent episode, I'm going to be using various African languages to welcome you all and to say thank you and of course to say goodbye. So next week we would expect more, of course, before the end of this episode. I'm also going to use some other ones. So for today's episode, this is episode 11, I'm just going to be sharing latest updates in respect of the AfCFTA. So the first update is in respect of rules of origin criteria. The Council of Ministers, those are the ministers of trade for each member countries in their meeting on the 29th of January, agreed on the criteria for determining the rules of origin in respect of 87.7% of all products on the tariff books across the continent. So basically, it has now been decided what the minimum African content that must be in a product to qualify it for preferential treatment under the AfCFTA. So for those who are not familiar with rules of origin, they have 3 previous episodes. I did some breakdown on what constitutes rules of origin. Basically, just to criteria for determining what qualifies a product for preferential treatment under the FCA. So you might want to check out those episodes to get more information on rules of origin. So in respect of this decision at the Council of Ministers meeting, this is a great boost now, but although this is going to be subject, the decision is still going to be subject to approval of heads of states at the African Union Assembly. So basically, there are not products that have been identified that can be traded within the African continent under the AfCFTA rules. So the next update, it's going to be in respect of member countries of the AfCFTA. So now we have 40 member countries that have ratified the AfCFTA. So 3 more countries have ratified and they deposited their ratification instruments. So the country there are Burundi, Seychelles, and Tanzania. So now there are 40 member countries that have ratified the AfCFTA agreement. Yes. So, and the final update for today is in respect of the MOU. That's the Memorandum of Understanding that was signed by Ghana and Rwanda. Ghana and Rwanda, they signed an MOU on economic trade and cooperation, basically to strengthen and develop the further existing trade and investment ties between both countries. And it's been stated as will enhance bilateral trade and economic cooperation between the 2 countries, and that's been low. And of course, it's going to help realize the gains and benefits of the AfCFTA. And it's been envisaged to be an entry point for Rwandan investment within the West African sub-region, and also Rwanda can be the entry point for Ghanaian investments into Central and East African markets. So basically, strategies and measures that will help enhance trade and economic cooperation between the 2 countries. So this is where we end it for the updates for today. I'll say thank you to you all. Zikomo, Nagode, Dalu, to everyone that has been listening to the podcast so far. So before I go for today, let me just do a quick introduction of myself again. So my name is Omobola Adekola. I am a lawyer and I'm the founder and managing partner of Campion and Broadley Solicitors, a law firm based in Lagos, Nigeria. So until next week, I say to you, just like I've always been saying, the podcast is basically for educational purposes. It's not to be taken as an expert advice. If you need expert advice in respect of it, please you can reach out to me or seek advice from your solicitor or any other trade experts that you know. So thank you very much again. I'll say Zikomo again, and here I'm saying until next week Thursday, saying Kwaheri, Salani Kale, Odabo. Bye bye.